People are not as good of friends as they think they are. And I'm not above that. I might not make the greatest friends to people where I've been friends to. There's probably areas where I could have improved in or been a better friend to people, but that's for them to speak their truth, right? But I'm just thinking about like what I received, right? Um And I feel like a part of my problem too was I'm always giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'll let you tell me what it is, what excuse you come up with for not coming through 100% as a friend, and I'll let you ride with that and try to go ahead and get past it. Even petty jabs where it's like, you don't say stuff like that to friends, you don't sit there and down your friends, or any chance you get, you're trying to establish some type of way that you're better than in some way or some form. I used to let that type of stuff slide. Or constantly let people have excuses as to why they can't come through for me, but then I sit there and see how you come through 10 times over for your other friends. And then it's to a point of like, I'm not trying to come from an entitled standpoint, but what the hell are even we? Like, what's the point of us even being friends? Or how about we call it more so what it appears to be, maybe acquaintances? Because if you're not the first point of contact that I'm calling when something's wrong anymore or at all, then what is it? If you're not the person I feel like letting know that I have good news, or if I do announce that I have good news and you're the only person who isn't even congratulating me, but strangers are, bro, what is even that? Like, I don't know. I think we hang on to stuff because it's familiar, and sometimes we don't accept when things probably have peaked or come to their end. But it's just wild thinking, like, when you sit back and think, like, for you to be a friend, that thing you said is kind of questionable. That way you acted is kind of questionable. Or how you act now is, like, really questionable. Um, or it deserves the bombastic side eye. So that leads me to a couple of things I want to say, like, when you should probably side eye a friend. Probably start, thinking about getting up out of there, because why is that happening if you're friends? Brianacarly. Brianacarly. I don't want to number it because I'll probably lose track of the numbering, and it's a lot of them. So I'm just going to say them and go from there. But for the sake of this one being the first one, and hopefully this is the only one I give a number to, when you are accomplishing things and got good things going on, and that person is never congratulating you, never even acknowledging that you got something good going on, I would say give it a side eye. Not saying that we need to be validated, but come on now, if your friend isn't like congratulating you and hyping you, and especially when you see it happening for their other friends, side eye it. If that girl is somehow always cool with people who aren't cool with you, I would definitely side eye. I'm not saying that just because I'm not friends with people, you have to dislike those people. But if there's some seriousness behind why, like, we don't get along or why we're not friends and you want to be mutual, I don't care if it's considered childish or not. There's no being mutual when there's big beef between two people. Like, I understand cordial, you don't have to say F them, but to like have an additional friendship with them and think you're gonna have one with me, it's not happening. Side eye. And to add on top of that, if they just so happen are always around some people that just so happen have some negative to say about you, why are these people even comfortable seeing it around you? Like, let's get into it. Another thing that deserves a side eye and we all go through it. If you got a friend that's taking jabs at you, they might not even know they're doing it, but they're taking jabs at something you got going on. Say, for instance, you might have your staple perfume that's your everyday perfume, and you're talking about fragrances, and they know this is your staple perfume or something, and they're like, oh, that's a basic bitch perfume. Like, why would you even say that? If this person only seems interested and engaged when it seems like you have a misery story or something bad going on in your life, side eye it, because they clearly don't like when you got good things going on in your life, right? Because I just said you should side eye them if they don't send you no congratulations. But if it look like you about to go crash out somewhere and now they want to know the details, side eye, because where are you when things are good? Another one. You don't have to tell everything to your friend. Your friend doesn't have to tell everything to you. But if you're missing like milestones and not up to date on what they got going on with their lives, but other people do, side eye. Are you really friends? Like, if you can't update me that you got this thing coming up or this new whatever, like, you clearly don't consider me a close of a friend as we think we are. Here's a big one for me. So, we know that all our friends have other friends. And sometimes things in life call for bringing all of those friends together, right? So if you're having a birthday bash and you want to go out for your birthday or whatever is going on, you would have all of your friends from all walks of life in the same room. But if there's this thing of they're just heavily not trying to combine their friends for that one night, it's not like we're trying to be best friends. We're all just, you're the common denominator. We're here to celebrate you. But if they act like they can't have all of their friends together, I would say that's side eyeing. Worth side eyeing, I'm sorry. Because is it that you do a lot of talking and whatever? Like, not everyone has to be best friends, but if we can't be in the same room together, what's really going on? What are you really saying about this person to that person to make them not feel that they can be cordial in the same room, celebrating the same person? And another thing worth side eyeing, if you witness this person always come through for all of their other friends, but there's always some type of excuse when it comes to coming through for you. I don't care if it's just celebrating events or birthdays or just going out together. Like, if there's always an excuse when it comes to doing something big for you, and then they hop, skip, and jump for everybody else, side eye it. And don't take it lightly. If you want to be mad about it, be mad about it. Another thing worth side eyeing is if they try to influence you to do things that they probably wouldn't do themselves. Like, a good example of that, like, they might be telling you to cuss your boyfriend out, rip him to shreds, go do this, go do that. But their significant other can do the worst things to them, and they wouldn't do nearly as much as they're telling you to do with your significant other. Like, don't let them send you off. And if you notice that, give it a side eye, because why do you want me to do something to cause chaos in my life like that? Like, why? Another thing to side eye. If they are talking about their other friends to you, just already know that they do the same with their other friends and talk about you. Like, if they're coming telling their business to you and all of these things, like, side eye them. They're doing the same thing to you. Come on, like, that's like one-on-one. And also, if they have a little bicker or a fallout with their other friend and they try to talk about that friend to you, just know when you have your little quarrel, it's going to be the same thing when it comes to you. So don't let people talk about their other friends to you, because come on now, they're going to do the same thing to you. I would say another thing to side eye. If you're dealing with somebody who posts a lot on social media, they're kind of always giving the tea on where they are. They're posting their drinks and they're showing who they out with. If you notice you out with this person a couple of times and they never share when they out with you, but then they go out with other people and then you see the whole rundown of what they doing for the entire night with other folks, I say side eye that, because they damn near don't want folks to know they're your friend or something. So side eye. Bombastic. And the last thing that I have to say to side eye, and overall, you should just reconsider the whole friend thing. If you're with this person and being around this person just doesn't even sit right with your spirit. If it feels awkward to you, or it feels different to you, doesn't feel the same, or if you feel like something isn't genuine, reevaluate. That's the most important thing. If it's not sitting right with your spirit, don't ignore that. Don't ignore it at all. Get up out of there. But that was my little random spiel on when I feel like you should probably side eye your friend. And if you have some more points to add, just add those down in the comments. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Brianna